always important to fact check everything you say on YouTube. Oh, well, now we're getting some light. Hey friends, it's your good friend Tim Campbell-Smith, and today we are talking about the different types of mental health resources that you could access to improve your mental health. Because I'm really here to say, therapy, or the one-to-one model, is not the only way to work on your mental health, and is not the only thing available to help with your mental health. Remember, mental health care is a build-your-own adventure, and your adventure does not have to involve waiting for one psychiatrist or one therapist. You have lots of different options available to you. Before we go too far, make sure you like and subscribe for all things mental health, business, higher ed, life. Okay, so let's just get into naming all of these different resources that can help with your mental health. We'll start with the most obvious and get it out of the way, which is therapy, counseling, direct one-to-one support with a highly qualified medical or mental health professional. So this could include like therapy, this could involve counseling, even if it's like couples counseling or family therapy. This could involve like a therapist, this could involve a psychiatrist, a psychologist, basically anyone who provides one-to-one support where you are, and mainly talking about mental health and working through it. Though this could also involve, and I will say there are creative options. You could go to like a music therapist, you could go to an art therapist, a drama therapist, and there's other forms of therapy as well. I recently learned about horticultural therapy, and I thought that was really cool. But before trying that on your own, I would definitely recommend like go speak to a qualified professional. But that's the most obvious, that one-to-one model. Let's talk about other resources that can help with your mental health. Next, you can join groups, and there's different types of groups. So there's groups for information, there's groups based on demographic, there's groups based on experience, there's groups based on support. So you might have like information for newcomers to a country and who would benefit from support. There's support for people experiencing addictions. There's groups for family members of people experiencing addictions. There's groups for acquired brain injury, mood disorders. I'm just thinking of different groups that, I've heard of. Groups for people experiencing a serious health concern. Groups for family members of people experiencing serious health concerns. So look into your city, wherever you live or online, there's lots of different groups. So you can meet with other people who have either the same like experience as you or come from the same demographic, and is usually facilitated by someone who is trained in group facilitation, someone who has some kind of connection, and you can work in a group setting. Next, and I know I have a lot of spicy feelings about this, but I will still name it for this video, books. There are lots of books, self-help books, mental health books, books on psychology. I do think they make a good bandage solution. They're a good layover. They're a good like additional resource if a trained mental health professional recommends it to you as part of your work, or as you wait to speak with a mental health professional, or for a group setting. The problem though is that they usually get you to intellectualize your thoughts and feelings, and they don't get you to feel your feelings and you can only go so deep with it. A beautiful part of a group or just talking with another person, like a mental health clinician, is that they can be kind of an objective outsider. They can highlight things that maybe you wouldn't have thought on your own. But books can open up different perspectives. So I do want to put that in your back pocket. Next, you can watch videos. I'm a huge fan of TED Talks. I do have a video on TED Talks to watch for your mental health. I'll link it with this video. So if you want to watch some TED Talks about mental health and different perspectives, that might help. You can watch things that provide education, that might be informational. I kind of think that videos are like the stepsister of books, because it's kind of passive, it's kind of a bandage solution, but it can be a fun and active way to explore different topics and different things to maybe expand your thinking. Another thing you can do for your mental health is to journal. There are different journals and different products out there, journals that will give you specific prompts, or you can just go with an open blank journal and write whatever you want. There's been a lot of cool research around journaling gratitude. I kind of think sometimes journaling gratitude is like putting the cart before the horse. You tend to do that when you're in a happier, healthier spot. Some folks think if I do that though, then happiness will follow, and I don't know if that's always true. But journaling gratitude can be really great for your mental health. The other, if you want another prompt on journaling, it's a prompt that I personally use, and I love this prompt because it kind of encompasses everything my therapist has taught me, is I will journal about a situation and I'll write what was the emotion I felt and what was the behavior that I demonstrated, or what was the behavior I engaged in after the fact, so that I can become more aware of the connection between my emotions, my responses to my environment, and then my behaviors. So I might say, I might journal and say, I had a really rough day at work today because all of my clients were pushing back against me, and not a lot of people were listening to me or trusting me. So that night I got quiet and secluded because I felt a little upset. I felt a little angry. I felt mistrusted. So I'm drawing attention to what are the emotions that I was feeling and what were my responses, what were my behaviors. So that could help with mental health. Next are apps. There's lots of different apps these days for mindfulness, for almost anything related to mental health. If you literally just look up like mental health apps, you'll find a bunch, and then you may go down rabbit holes because there's some that are based on like different counseling modalities. So like, for example, CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. If you look up apps for cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, you'll find lots. All of that to say, there's lots of different apps. Another resource for your mental health are different phone lines. So, for example, here in Canada, we now have 988. So it's like 911, but you can call for immediate mental health support. There are definitely different like phone lines. The phone lines are usually based on demographics. So like there's a lot of phone lines for youth and young people and for students. Not as many for adults, but that's where, 988 comes in. And then my final and favorite one, mental health support that's not one-to-one therapy is peer supports. There's a lot of different peer support programs, again, based on different demographics and different experiences. So there's lots of peer support workers for newcomers to a country, people experiencing addiction, people experiencing different health difficulties. So look into peer support programs. If you literally search for peer support program you're gonna find lots. All of this to say, you do what works for you, and know that one-to-one therapy with a qualified therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist is not the only way that you can improve your mental health. There's lots of different strategies and resources available. Comment and let me know, what are your go-to mental health supports, strategies, or tools? As always, make sure you like and subscribe for all things mental health, business, higher ed, and life. Otherwise, we'll chat soon. Bye for now.